Let's start market headlines. President Joko Widodo mentioned Pertamina and PLN, which seem slow in responding to investments. The president ensures that many investments are coming, but not executed quickly due to complicated bureaucracy.
President Joko Widodo mentioned Pertamina and PLN, which seem slow in responding to investment that came to the two state-owned companies. According to him, many investments are willing to go to Pertamina and PLN, but are not executed quickly due to complicated bureaucracy.
Saya melihat sebetulnya investasi yang ingin masuk ke Pertamina, ke PLN ini ngantri dan banyak sekali. Tapi ruwetnya itu ada di birokrasi kita dan juga ada di BUMN kita sendiri. Orang lapangan ya, saya kadang-kadang pengen marah untuk sesuatu yang saya tahu tapi kok sulit banget dilakukan. Sesuatu yang gampang tapi kok sulit dilakukan, kok nggak jalan-jalan. Saya berikan contoh Pertamina misalnya. Sudah bertahun-tahun yang namanya Rosneft itu di Tuban itu ingin investasi. Sudah mulai saya ngerti, tapi Rosneft-nya pengen cepat. Tapi kitanya nggak pengen cepat. Ini investasi yang gede sekali, 168 triliun. Tapi realisasi baru kira-kira 5,8.
He also admitted that he often wanted to be angry when conducting field reviews but saw a number of programs or projects that could not be handled immediately. Therefore, he asked the commissioners and directors of Pertamina and PLN to make improvement. IDX Channel reports.
A number of provinces have set a provincial minimum wage for 2022. Including Jakarta Provincial Government, which has set the minimum wage for next year at 4.45 million rupiah, an increase of around 37,000 rupiah from 2021. The Jakarta Provincial Government has set the provincial minimum wage for 2022 at 4,453,935, an increase of around 37,749 rupiah from last year. The Jakarta Provincial Minimum Wage in 2021 is known to be around 4,416,186 rupiah. Jakarta Governor Anies Baswedan say the provincial minimum wage is based on the provisions of Law Number 11 of 2020 concerning job creation and Government Regulation Number 36 of 2021 concerning wage, which apply to workers or those with less than 1 year of service. Not only Jakarta, a number of other provinces have also set a provincial minimum wage for 2022, including West Java, which set a minimum wage of 1.84 million rupiah, an increase of around 31,000 rupiah from the previous year. Then the North Sumatra Provincial Government decided the 2022 provincial minimum wage of around 2.552 million rupiah, an increase of 0.93%. Meanwhile, the Yogyakarta Provincial Government has set the 2022 minimum wage to be 1.84 million rupiah, or an increase of around 75,000 rupiah. Regarding the minimum wage for the province of Jakarta, Anies Baswedan obliges entrepreneurs to develop a structure and scale of wages in their companies by taking into account the company's capabilities and productivity. In addition, the Jakarta Provincial Government will also supervise and provide administrative sanctions for entrepreneurs who do not fulfill these obligations. IDX Channel reports. In response to Minister of Social Affairs disclosing data showing that more than 31,000 civil servants have received government assistance, Administrative and Bureaucratic Reform Minister Cahyo Kumolo stated that civil servants do not meet the criteria for receiving social assistance because they receive a steady income from the government.
Civil servants do not meet the criteria for receiving social assistance because they receive a steady income from the government, Administrative and Bureaucratic Reform Minister Cahyo Kumolo has said. He made the statement in response to Minister of Social Affairs Tri Risma hari ini disclosing data showing that 31,624 state civil servants have received government assistance. In addition, he said it is necessary for regional governments or related parties to review the mechanism for determining data on social assistance recipients so that those who are truly eligible to become assistance beneficiaries can be validated and verified. Earlier, Minister Tri Risma hari ini had revealed that around 31,000 civil servants were indicated to have received social assistance from the Social Affairs Ministry.
Jadi data kami setelah kami serahkan ke BKN itu di data yang indikasinya PNS itu ada 31.624 ya 31.624 ASN.
As many as 28,965 people out of the total 31,624 recipients were active civil servants, while the rest were retirees who did not fall in the group eligible for receiving social assistance. IDX Channel reports.
And we're moving on to global update. Manchester United have sacked manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer following Saturday 4-1 defeat at Watford. Meanwhile, El Salvador plans to build the world's first Bitcoin city, funded initially by Bitcoin-backed bonds. And more stories on today's International Minute. Manchester United have sacked manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer following Saturday's 4-1 defeat at Watford. The club have won just one of their past 7 Premier League matches and are 7th in the table, 12 points behind leaders Chelsea. First-team coach Michael Carrick has been placed in temporary charge while United seek an interim manager to the end of the season. Canada has approved the Pfizer-BioNTech coronavirus vaccine for children between the ages of 5 and 11. It's the first jab to be approved for kids in that age group, Health Canada said on Friday, calling the move a major milestone in the fight against COVID-19. The vaccine was 90.7% effective at preventing COVID-19 in children 5 to 11 years of age, Health Canada said, and no serious side effects were identified. The European Commission Vice President Maroš Sefcovic has accused the UK's Brexit Minister, Lord David Frost, of political posturing. Writing in the Mail on Sunday, Lord Frost said urgency was needed from the EU to resolve the issues in the Northern Ireland Protocol. The protocol is the deal between the EU and UK agreed as a way to avoid a hardening of the Irish land border. El Salvador plans to build the world's first Bitcoin city, funded initially by Bitcoin-backed bonds, President Nayib Bukele says, doubling down on his bet to harness the cryptocurrency to fuel investment in the Central American country. Speaking at an event closing a week-long promotion of Bitcoin in El Salvador, Bukele said the city planned in the eastern region of La Union. IDX Channel reports. Market headlines will be right back. Stay tuned on us.
Awalnya nggak langsung yakin, tapi setelah ikut 2 kali acara edukasi Bursa Efek, akhirnya tertarik juga.
Karena mudah, saya ajarkan ibu-ibu lain, sampai anak saya juga ikutan.
Selesai dagang, saya bawa 100.000 untuk nabung saham. Hasilnya jelas sekali.
Yuk kita nabung saham sekarang.
Awal awal mula Kak Sabrina tuh bisa menjadi analis pasar modal tuh apa sih yang memotivasi hingga tertarik dengan dunia investasi?
Waktu itu aku pengen tahu kira-kira saham itu apa sih sebenarnya gitu kan. Kenapa banyak orang kaya itu terlahir dari dunia capital market. Itulah aku tuh kayak kesannya kayak aku kayak nemuin passion aku gitu karena dunia investasi itu kan lebih ke dynamic, jadi tiap menuntut mereka tuh harus tetap belajar dan belajar.
Sebanyak 7 bank telah menyetujui restrukturisasi kredit PT Waskita Karya Persero Tbk dengan outstanding sebesar 21,9 triliun rupiah.
Pemirsa, Bursa Efek Indonesia mencatat saat ini terdapat 12 emiten yang berencana melakukan buyback saham.
Pertimbangan dengan 4 rekomendasi saham ini, Pak Rofandi, mungkin untuk Akra terlebih dahulu, Pak.
2 hari ini mungkin dia akan berkonsolidasi dan akan terjadi rebound.
Welcome back on Market Headlines. The Coordinating Minister for Political, Legal and Security Affairs, as well as Chairman of the Steering Committee of the BLBI Task Force, Mahfud MD, stated that the state would grant BLBI confiscated assets worth 492 billion rupiah to the Bogor city government and 7 state ministries or agencies. The 7 ministries or institutions that will receive the grant are the Coordinating Ministry for Maritime Affairs and Investment, the Ministry of Defense, the Ministry of Finance, the Ministry of Religion, the Indonesian National Police, the Central Statistics Agency, and the National Narcotics Agency. Although he did not specify which assets would be granted, Mahfud ensured that the grants were given to support their duties and functions in serving the community.
Lusa, tanggal 25 November 2021, Satgas BLBI akan menyerahkan aset ex-BLBI sebagai hibah kepada pemerintah Kota Bogor dan 7 kementerian lembaga negara, 7 kementerian strip lembaga negara dengan penetapan status penggunaan atau PSP, yaitu Kementerian Koordinator Bidang Kemaritiman dan Investasi, Kementerian Pertahanan, Kementerian Keuangan, Kementerian Agama, Kepolisian Negara Republik Indonesia, Badan Pusat Statistik, dan Badan Narkotika Nasional. Seluruh aset yang bernilai 492 miliar rupiah.
Indonesia Battery Corporation say that Indonesia needed an investment of $15.3 billion to become a player in the global market for electric vehicle batteries.
President Director of Indonesia Battery Corporation or IBC Toto Nugroho said that Indonesia needed an investment of $15.3 billion or equivalent to 218.18 trillion rupiah to become a player in the global market for electric vehicle batteries. Toto said the value was just an estimate for the initial investment. The amount of investment required can be larger or vice versa depending on future global market conditions.
Ini secara garis besar. Jadi kalau kita ingin menjadi salah satu pemain global untuk battery cells, kita memiliki kemampuan itu tentunya. Namun memang biaya investasi yang kita harus keluarkan, misalnya kita 140 gigawatt production per tahun, itu hampir 15,3 billion ya. Memerlukan 3-4 tahun karena kita harus membangun miningnya, smeltingnya, refining, dan lain-lain. Namun kalau sudah kita mendapatkan infrastruktur ini, tentunya hal ini menjadi keunggulan kompetitif buat kita.
Meanwhile, the target is that Indonesia can produce batteries for electric vehicles by 2025. In the next 4 years, Toto said his party will start mining, smelting, refining factories, and supporting infrastructure for electric vehicles. IDX Channel reports.
Transportation Minister Budi Karya Sumadi has targeted to complete the construction of the new Mentawai Airport in August 2022. Sumade explained that the new Mentawai Airport will replace the Rakot Sipora Airport, which currently has a 850-meter long runway and can only accommodate Grand Caravan aircraft. Hence, a new runway will be built to accommodate larger aircraft. Sumade affirmed that his ministry had readied a budget of 547 billion rupiah for construction of the new Mentawai Airport, whose work has currently reached 42% completion. New Mentawai Airport will later be equipped with several facilities such as a longer runway of 1,500 times 30 meters as compared to only 850 meters of the previous runway, and be equipped with an apron spanning, a taxiway that can accommodate 380 Air-72, 500 or 600 type aircraft, and a passenger terminal spanning 1,600 square meters that can accommodate 53,881 passengers annually. Apart from boosting interregional connectivity around the Mentawai Island, the presence of the airport is expected to boost the tourism sectors in the island, which are known for the waves explored by several surfing sports fans worldwide. Bank Indonesia recorded a surplus of $10.7 billion in the balance of payments in the third quarter of 2021, after experiencing a deficit of $0.4 billion in the previous quarter. Bank Indonesia recorded a surplus of $10.7 billion in the balance of payments in the third quarter of 2021, after experiencing a deficit of $0.4 billion in the previous quarter. Meanwhile, foreign exchange reserves at the end of September 2021 reached $146.9 billion, or higher than $137.1 billion at the end of June 2021. The foreign exchange reserve position is equivalent to financing 8.6 months of imports and servicing government external debt, as it is above the international adequacy standards. In the third quarter of 2021, the current account recorded a surplus that was mainly supported by a significant increase in the balance of trade surplus. The current account in the reporting period recorded a surplus of $4.5 billion, after a deficit of $2 billion during the previous quarter. A surplus in the goods balance drove this positive performance due to an increase in non-oil and gas exports that align with strong demand from trading partner countries and a continued increase in prices of major export commodities in the international market. IDX Channel reports. Market headlines will be back with information from the capital market.
Anugerah CSR IDX Channel 2021 merupakan ajang bergengsi yang memberikan penghargaan kepada perusahaan-perusahaan yang telah menunjukkan kualitas unggul, strategis dan berkelanjutan terhadap program-program CSR, dan merupakan ajang yang akan mendorong keberlanjutan program CSR di Indonesia. Saksikan Anugerah CSR IDX Channel 2021 hanya di IDX Channel.
Ya halo pemirsa, nama saya Mangivera Tjong. Saat ini saya menjabat sebagai presenter dan juga associate producer. Saat ini saya membawakan program IDX Conversation Closing, di mana di program tersebut saya menganalisa isu-isu ekonomi yang menarik, baik dari luar negeri maupun juga dari dalam negeri. Tentunya hingga saat ini saya masih terus belajar dan saya sangat menikmati profesi tersebut. Awal mula Kak Sabrina tuh bisa menjadi analis pasar modal tuh apa sih yang memotivasi hingga tertarik dengan dunia investasi?
Waktu itu aku pengen tahu kira-kira saham itu apa sih sebenarnya gitu kan. Kenapa banyak orang kaya itu terlahir dari dunia capital market gitu. Muncullah aku tuh kayak kesannya kayak aku kayak nemuin passion aku gitu karena dunia investasi itu kan lebih ke dynamic, jadi tiap menuntut mereka tuh harus tetap belajar dan belajar.
Para petinggi negara anggota G20 sepakat untuk mengurangi pemanasan global hingga 1,5 derajat Celcius.
Kita bisa target kita maju, tetapi dengan bantuan teknologi dan investasi dari internasional.
Kementerian Keuangan menilai pemulihan ekonomi akibat pandemi COVID-19 belum berjalan secara merata di sini.
Pemulihan ekonomi global tidak merata.
Welcome back on Market Headlines. At the Jakarta Composite Index intraday movement earlier today, JCI was open at the level of 6,731.92 and then approaching the closing time. On the first session, the index was on the level of 6,692.27 and then the index was showing strengthening trend by the second session closing time. Index was closed at the level of 6,723.39 and in short, JCI went up 0.05%. And next, we're going to see the sectoral movement leading the dynamics of today's trading. We got health sector as the leader of strengthening trend that went up 1.33%. Non-cyclical went up 0.75%. Technology sector went down 0.94% and infrastructure went down 0.89%. And moving on to top gainers and top losers, here are the key highlights from today's trading session. Bank Rakyat Indonesia or BBRI went up 0.23% to the level of 4,290 rupiah per share. BBCI went up 1.01% to the level of 7,500 rupiah per share. Bank Negara Indonesia went up 2.14% to the level of 7,175 rupiah per share, and Merdeka Copper Gold went up 2.16% to the level of 3,790 rupiah per share. And meantime, the top losers for today's trading, we got MTEL went down 3.13% to the level of 775 rupiah per share. Telkom went down 2.31% to the level of 3,810 rupiah per share. Bukalapak went down 4.9% to the level of 680 rupiah per share, and Pigas went down 0.65% to the level of 1,520 rupiah per share. And next, we're going to see the intraday movement of rupiah towards US dollar. So rupiah opened at the level of 14,237 rupiah, showing weakening trends toward US dollar, and it was closed at the level of 14,216. In summary, rupiah went down 0.32%. Jasa Armada Indonesia recorded a profit growth of 30% to 90.6 billion rupiah as of September 2021. The management said that the improvement in business performance was driven by macroeconomic conditions. Jasa Armada Indonesia recorded a profit growth of 30% to 90.5 billion rupiah as of September 2021. This achievement exceeded the realization in the same period in 2020, which was 69.7 billion rupiah. Meanwhile, revenue also recorded an increase of 18% to 600 billion rupiah, with details of delayed and guided revenues of 18% and 76% respectively. Amr Yusuf, President Director of Jasa Armada Indonesia, said that the improvement in business performance was driven by macroeconomic conditions, which also improved compared to 2020. In addition, the impact of the business transformation that has been carried out by the company and effective cost control. He added that the company will continue to expand its business lines outside Pelindo's operational area. It is hoped that in the future, the company's business prospects will continue to improve. It is recorded that business outside Pelindo's operating area contribute to total revenue from 13% in 2020 to 23% in 2021. IDX Channel reports. Due to its business expansion, Medco Energy International has set a capital expenditure target for 2022 of $215 million or the same as the capital expenditure in 2021.
For the benefit of its business expansion, Medco Energy International has set a capital expenditure target for 2022 of $215 million or the same as the capital expenditure in 2021. According to MEDC Director and Chief Administrative Officer Amri Siahaan, the use of capital expenditure is a combination for the oil and gas and electricity business lines with details for oil and gas of $150 billion and electricity of $65 million. However, the restrictions during COVID-19 had made MEDC absorptions of capital expenditure much lower than the target for the full year of 2021. Based on the company's financial statements in the first semester of 2021, capital expenditures only reached $28 million. In detail, the capital expenditure for oil and gas is $14 million, below the full year target of $150 million. Meanwhile, the capital expenditure for the electric power business is $14 million out of the full year's total capital expenditures target of $65 million. IDX Channel reports.
And step aside from market condition as the efforts in achieving herd immunity is still going on. Here it is, another data about COVID-19 vaccinations in Indonesia. And viewers, the news close our market headlines today. Please enjoy our next program on IDX Channel, Your Trustworthy Economic, Business and Capital Market Channel. And to prevent the spread of COVID-19, always wear a mask and get vaccinated immediately. Masks have been shown to reduce the risk of transmission by 80%, while vaccines minimize the risk of death by 73%. So let's wear a mask and get vaccinated because masks and vaccines keep us healthy and happy. And I'm Fajar Wayong. Have a nice evening and stay safe.